get there.
Don't let the bass kick.
But can anybody stop JJ with moves like that?
There, as Zithel's up, looking for the double tap, gets it. What a
Rocket League IQ and Sloppy Snails just able to get one right over.
Bolton now takes the one touch, tries to find the other, gets the double tap with 1 minute.
Absolutely go for an edgeable play. Darkring's waiting for that pass midfield. Flick through set. Edgeable still. It's over one. The shot is on. What a pass.
It's kind of the best way that we like it. And here we go, Pinky. We've got kickoff. Immediately long neck and heartless off the rip possession going the way of Elite Ink. Oh, and already a team bump on the side of Elite Ink, but on the corner of Sappers could open up a shooting line and almost dangerous there. Elite Ink on the back foot right off the bat.
Before this game gets too far in, what do you think both of these teams have to do to secure the wins?
Well, you know, both of these teams are extremely fast. Probably two of the speediest teams that we've got this season. So I don't think they can rely on the speed. I think they have to rely on their specialties, what they do best. SquiddieD trying to do what he does best and do just a picture-perfect air dribble down the line into the Sappers net and wreck my rooster there for the follow-up. Do we get a third man? No. It is SquiddieD doing what he also does best, is playing safe. But speaking of what he does best, Zitha with the reset nearly gets it under. But SquiddieD's defense is just immaculate. Really just popping off on all cylinders is the captain, SquiddieD. But yeah, back to your question. So I think they need to focus on what they do best. And Sappers demos. They bump they bump and they demo and they just infuriate. Teams. And frankly, Elite Ink, if I'm being completely honest, has like some of the highest tilt potential of any team. They're just so good that when they don't perform well, that the mental game really becomes their downfall. So that's definitely something that I think Sappers needs to take advantage of, because quite frankly, Elite Ink has them on overall skill level across all three players.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing in Rocket League is just having a positive mindset and attitude.
It really is so important, and almost more important is possession, which Wreck My Rooster really does not want to give up, but the challenge is immediate and immaculate on the side. I believe that was Zethel. Now Zethel back found himself in danger alone, but able to just skillfully take that ball out of the danger zone. Now Longneck with the pop could be dangerous, and Heartless, he is the danger, and he puts Elite Ink on the board. 1-0, half the game gone.
I think that was a little harder than Longneck wanted.
Yeah, Longneck, he's just so offensively gifted that I think his defense kind of struggles at times, and maybe more than that is his reliance on his teammates just sometimes isn't there, but it is there on the offensive side. What a pass there from, actually I believe that was Zethel, was just an amazing challenge, and the vision from Lemur Arms to just recognize the awkward angle of that ball to slot it in. Lemur Arms, one of the longest standing vets of the league. Really love seeing him on the field. And speaking of which, I didn't even realize that Lemur Arms was subbing tonight, so that's new to me. Unless you know, unless
I
there
was
was
about to say,
unless it was a
did I
transaction.
miss a trade or a pickup or?
Don't even know. I have to go back and check the transaction history because clearly I missed something, but not nearly as much as the entirety of the Sappers missed that absolute dunk by Heartless. What an angle and a slot from another veteran of the league. Really, it's just the night of vets absolutely popping off and showing these rookies how it's done. Now, Wreck My Rooster taking possession, but isn't able to make too much, but a long clear does give them another opportunity to make an offensive push. And what a shot
Yeah.
from SquiddieD. Look how quick he got up to this ball. Red.
They were quite couldn't get there to get to 50 in the air. SquiddieD was just on it as soon as he touched it.
Yeah, that man is hooked on phonics because he read Lemur like a book. As soon as the pop went off, Lemur was already in the stratosphere. And speaking of stratosphere, that's where long neck sent this ball. It's so dangerous, and such an effective offensive technique to just put that ball so close to the ceiling because it automatically draws all of the defensive cameras up, and it really opens up demo lines. It opens up passing lanes. So really like the variety of offensive pressure that we're seeing there from Longneck. A little bit of slowdown here, but SquiddieD immediately speeds it up. It's so impressive how quickly the captain of Elite Ink can transition from slow plays to just speedy passing plays. Really, really great stuff here. And another demo. There it is. The
Yeah, the Sappers are picking up on the demos.
I'm
They're getting a
telling
little
you.
more aggressive.
That's what they gotta do, man. As soon as they start, like look at the disarray that it's caused in the Elite Ink backline. It's exactly what they need to do. Now Zethel with possession and the pass. The shot is good. That could
Bounce
not.
in.
That could not have been any further left. The pre-flip pass, the bounce pass from Zethel, and the follow from Longneck. Speedy as ever, and brings us within one. Brings Sappers within one with a minute left. This has been an absolute score-thon here, Pinky.
Yeah, I think, like I said, my prediction is Elite Ink, but I do not think it's going to be an easy run. I mean, the Sappers are good. I mean, you cannot doubt them whatsoever.
Yeah, and Wreck My Rooster, maybe going for a little bit of payback there on the demo. Actually, might
What
have
a
bought them.
save by Longneck.
Yeah, amazing save there. But this might not be an amazing shot. Nearly makes it to the back line of the Elite Ink net. Lemur Arms trying to capitalize on another pass to the mid from Longneck, but too much, integrity in that Elite Ink backline. Now an awkward bouncer towards the Sappers net. Sappers need to make some of this. They got 15 seconds left, about enough time for one, maybe two possessions, but Elite Ink Wreck My Rooster is just wasting so much time with the air dribble and the downward pass. That will do it, barring an absolute miracle, and that is quite a pop from Lee Marms, but he doesn't quite have the boost or the angle to keep it up. Elite Ink take game one in this 3-game series. What an absolute barn burner we're seeing here, Pinky.
What do you think the difference was between these two teams this game? Because, I mean, the Sappers stepped up demos, like, I would say maybe halfway to 2 minutes in the game, and Elite Ink still showed up and took this game by one.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know what I would change with both these teams were actually playing very well. There weren't crazy, misplays out of either side. All the goals that were scored were earned. Heartless had a couple absolute bomb redirects. Lemur Arms just crept up underneath the entire team and put an awkward bouncer off the back wall in behind the entire defense. Longneck basically time traveled to read that bounce pass from Zethel. So just really, really impressive offense. Like I was saying in the pregame, I think Sappers just needs to do what they do best. They need to turn it up a little bit with the aggressiveness, and it could be that they're missing probably their lead aggressor in Captain Fabreasy, that we're not seeing that. So you gotta wonder if that's going to be the difference maker here tonight.
Yeah, I think the Sappers could have took that game if they were a little bit more aggressive a little bit earlier. Because once they started to step in that, you know, aggressiveness up,
Yeah.
it was a totally different team, even with the sub.
Yeah. Oh, what a read from sniping extremist. That was almost disastrous for the Sappers, but a cracked redirect nearly makes its way to the back of the line. But there's another unattended net from the Sappers. Speaking of aggressiveness, it's like they're just not putting the requisite amount of pressure when the ball is on their side, but then when the ball is on the Elite Ink side, they're putting too much pressure, so they leave their scoring or they leave too many scoring opportunities for the opposing team, so they need to rebalance how they're distributing their forces here. Now, a clear attempted pass from Lemur to Zethel doesn't quite hit its mark, but that one does. We'll get it past now. A fast break could open up a shot.
Unfortunate miss.
Oh, but Lemur Arms is just too strong. Holy crap, that man has been hitting the gym. Zethel with the calculated
It's
let's
fake.
call that a fake. Yep, definitely a fake. Uh, just threw Wreck My Rooster for an absolute loop, and then Lemur Arms just dropped the barbell on Rooster's chest and put that one in for the equalizer. Now 1 minute down, and we are ones across the board. Wreck My Rooster has the boost going for the double, but the read of the century. What was that? Will it be enough to stay out? It will. I believe that was Lemur as well. It might have been long necked. All these L names, it's hard to keep track of sometimes. But what an impressive defensive performance there from the Sappers. Now, can they convert that into some offensive pressure? Wreck My Rooster there as ever. He just seems omnipresent on the field right now.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate double commit in the corner by them. That could have turned out very bad.
A little bit of pressure from Lemur in that corner, but another potential overextension. Great vision there by Longneck to not just automatically leave the play. Now, what has happened here? Can you still hear me, Pinky?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Are we still streaming? I, I think
Yes,
I think we're still
I'm looking
streaming.
at it. I have it on my phone. And it's still going.
Okay, yeah, we're still streaming, and I still hear us. I think
What a shot by Heartless.
all right. I believe we are in fact back now. Yeah. All right. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. A couple technical difficulties. Clearly, I got DDoSed by Elite Ink, and they just, they didn't want to see, or they didn't want us to see them absolutely uh, stunting on the Sappers here in the last minute of the game. But we brought it back. Only a little bit of lost content. No big deal. We do have another matchup for you guys later tonight, so don't think that you've missed out on too much. But Sappers may be missing out on the series victory if they can't pull something together. A team bump on the leading backline might open up a scoring opportunity, but Longneck unable to actually get that ball into a scoreable position. Now finding himself in sole possession. Does he get a pass mid for a shot? Sniping Extremist there to bump, but the ball does make its way to the back of the net. A follow-up from Lemur is nearly good, but it goes directly into Wreck My Rooster.
Yeah, the Sappers just have to keep a positive attitude. I mean, there's plenty of time. It's just 2 goals. I know it's not a easy thing, especially against the leading. It is possible.
Absolutely. Um, a minute down with Elite Ink on the ball. Full possession, full crossfield boom. That ball barely left the scaffolding, and it barely lets Sappers into the game. Now with a 3-goal deficit, it looks all but over as an unfortunate touch from Zethel on the back line opened up a shot from Heartless. Amazing performance we're seeing here from Elite Ink, utterly decapitating the Sappers defensive backline. Can they make lemonade out of these lemons that they're being fed right now?
Yeah, Heartless has been very solid these past, or this game and last game. He just seemed like he's just kind of the, the fill-in. And what do they need? A passer, a shooter, somebody to save the ball. I mean, he's everywhere.
Yeah, it's hard to say what you can do against a guy like that when he's feeling it. He can really just kind of tangle with the best of them. Um, so it's definitely not over, but uh, you know with shots like that, it's basically impossible if the Sappers get into it. But sometimes a nice clanger like that can bring the morale back just enough to give you the dub on game 3. I think that was
Oh
Wreck
yeah,
My
get that
Rooster with the actual.
forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was Wreck My Rooster with an absolutely cracked own goal redirect. I'm gonna have to look back at the replay for that. That was crazy. Um, but this game is in fact over. I know it says best of 7, but I think that's just because my Streamlabs crashed. So don't just ignore that. We're not doing a best of 7. I do not have that much time on my hands. It is still a 3-game series. Elite Ink do in fact take the series, and they tied the um, they tied the win-loss record for the Epic division. Spectres still technically have the lead as they have overall divisional wins over Elite Ink. But if Elite Ink take one more game, if they break out uh, the brooms against Sappers, they will be the new Epic Division champions, at least until Thursday when the Spectres play. Just saying. So yeah, Pinky. I mean, what do you think happened here? It's kind of nuts. This doesn't seem like the Sappers team that we saw previously.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because Fabreasy isn't in, and Lemur Arms is a veteran, but he might not have the chemistry that Fabreasy would have to offer for Long Neck and Zethel. I'm guessing maybe that's what it is. I think what they could do, is, I mean, stay aggressive, but try to. I would try to target Heartless or Rooster because they seem like the main ones, you know, being the pest for them in these games.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of targeting definitely could be effective. Basically, anything that can be done to stem the tide that is Elite Ink could be helpful. Um, Speaking of trying anything, we're seeing Zethel benched for this game 3 in place of the normal fourth man for Sappers. Kells taking the field. Let's see if this is the shakeup that is needed to give them at least a fighting chance here in Game 3. Sniping Extremists with a full boost tank, but not a full level of control over the ball. And Lemur Arms just recognizes that immediately. He's so opportunistic. As soon as he sees Elite Ink lose possession, he jumps on that like a rabid spider monkey. Well, I guess a lemur, whatever, other kind of primate thing. Um, what a performance we're seeing tonight from the veteran and from uh uh. Actually, I was about to say from the rookie of the season for last season, but I think that was technically Reese. Long neck, what a shot there! So speedy as you like. Immediately putting Sappers up with actually, I think this might be the only lead that they've had this whole series. I'm not entirely sure. They might have had
I
a
think that's
lead.
right.
They might have had a lead earlier in game 1. But no, I believe this was definitely a revitalized Sapper squad. And that's not to say that it was absolutely Zethel's fault that they lost games 1 and 2. Sometimes it's just the shakeup that can just bring morale up and stave off that tilt factor for game 3. And it's looking like it's working. Longneck is feeling like he's been unchained for this last game.
I'd like to point out we have Kills subbing in, like you said earlier this match, but we also have SquiddieD coming back this game and taking place of Rooster. So that's something different we see on Elite Ink sides this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, that's true. So, it's arguable whether that is an upgrade or a downgrade for either team, but um, honestly surprising that we're seeing that from Elite Inc. Maybe letting the confidence get to them, considering how well Rooster was doing in the previous two games. He really looked like he was utterly in complete control, him and Heartless, uh, of the pitch. So still plenty of time left for them to bring it back, but with shots like
Long
that,
neck, 6 in a belly.
long neck, this man is going for absolute blood, but maybe not quite like Kells. Let's give that man his flowers, a demo, and then an absolute bonkers pass off the corner. What a play from Kells, playmaker, if I've ever seen one. Now a 3-goal lead from Sappers. If they keep this up, they're going to end up losing the series, but winning the overall goal scored, goal differential for this game, which is also still important, by the way. Never think that you can just stop scoring just because you've got the dub. Every single goal matters when it comes to tiebreakers, if we have any. Now, 2 minutes remaining on the clock for Elite Inc. to just give themselves a chance of taking the Epic Division crown, at least momentarily. SquiddieD will in fact make the case off of a wonderful play and pass, really a challenge from Heartless, throwing absolute disarray into the Sappers backline. Great performance there from Heartless.
Yeah, I think they did very good keeping that pressure on, the Sappers side of the field right there.
And look at Kells. He looks like, maybe he was listening to the stream, but he's looking like Fabreasy out there, speedy as ever, and just utterly decimating any blue card that he sees on the field. Nearly slots that one, but gets it to Lemur, who might be able to actually finish. Now Kells controlling, patient as ever. I love that. I love that you didn't just immediately give possession. So many goals and shots are given up just because of inefficient touches that give the ball away, but definitely a completely different Sappers team we're seeing here. Great pass there from Lemur, from Lemur, and a follow-up to Kells. What are we seeing right now, Pinky?
Yeah, Kells definitely got trained up by Fabreasy before this game. You can tell by the demos coming in from him.
Yeah, he got discombobulated a little bit there, but his car got turned around. He hit the gas in reverse, popped the pass up. Lemur recognized it, got over all 3 defenders, and dropped it down for Kells, who had an open net. But he had the vision to stay in the play, and staying in the play is what Longneck does best. 4 goals up, 5-1 Sappers. If we'd seen this 2 games ago, we would have had a completely different turnout tonight.
For sure.
1 minute remains. Sniping Extremist on the kickoff immediately gets a hard win. So leading need to take opportunity of every single possession. They do not have the time. They need to basically score a goal per game, potentially more if that push from Longneck was fruitful. But no, Heartless with the quick stop and the shot. Heartless. That was effectively a 1v3 play, but the quick pass from SquiddieD made it nearly impossible to predict that, and then the dunk. Valiant effort there from Longneck to try to get that ball to Kurt Reed somewhere else, but it was not to be done. 3 goals down with 35 seconds, definitely not impossible. A completely different story than it was 10 seconds ago. Oh God, would have been
No,
even more
mm,
would have been even more different if that wild own center resulted in another goal for Elite Ink, and again we see that net unguarded momentarily. Really can't we really can't let our guard down, especially when you see all of Elite Ink applying continuous pressure. What is happening to uh, this Sappers backline?
yeah, Sniping Extremist got up and just got the smallest touch to make it awkward for the Sappers right there.
Surely they don't give it up in the last 6 seconds. Surely this isn't a goal right here. Okay. Oh
We
man,
get a
that
0 second goal.
I mean, yeah, that would be cool too. But
Yep.
if oh, man, I would have absolutely lost it if that last one went in. Uh, well played, regardless, from both teams. Well done by Sappers to bring that one back and just make it interesting for the content in that last little tidbit. Really exciting matchup, and I always love it when we have a split decision. Sweeps are fun for a little bit, but they can be really demoralizing for the team that takes the L. So always like to make sure everybody has a little bit of fun. Um, but thanks for joining me tonight, Pinky. Thank you all for staying tuned. We do have another matchup, another one for the ages. We've got the Hammerheads and the Three Rocketeers hitting the field at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you're there. You do not want to miss that. But for right now, we will call it quits for the time being. Go grab some snacks, grab a potty break, do what you gotta do, and be back here in 1 hour's time. You don't want to miss it. And as always, keep it quick.